What's up? Maverick Ranch, President's Day, February 21, 2022. Let's take a walk. It's been a while. Driveway's not in yet. I called, I texted. Got everything I need. Still waiting. So we'll see. Put a chain up so that keep the riffraff out. There's my telephone poles for my gate that I'm gonna put up. There's telephone poles for the gate on this side, and then I got conduit. Well, the culvert. Two of them are 15-inch in diameter, and two of them are 12-inch in diameter. The two 15s are 20 foot long, and the two 12 inches are 20 foot long. You hook them together, you got 40 feet. So the 15-inch is going to be right there at the street, because that's code, 40 foot long. And then the 12 foot is going to be right here in this low spot. Can't tell with the video, but it's kind of going to be the lowest spot of the driveway. It's not code that I have to do that. It's just, if I'm going to put a driveway in, might as well do it right kind of thing. So waiting on that. Hopefully within the next couple months that will be done. That's why I've got some of these stumps here that are a little high, but they're going to take about foot and a half out of topsoil, and then put the I have the geothermal stuff to put on the ground cover. So this is it. There's my bush hog, riding mower. I used it as a bush hog. I'm gonna get a 0-turn mower once I get something here to put it in, like a shed or a trailer. Don't know yet. But anyway, this is it. Sorry about the sun. I got my gate over there. We'll check it out later. Right over here is a little trail I made out to the telephone pole on the corner. That's where my utilities are going to come in right there, and they're going to go to the house, which is going to sit over there. And then if you look, pardon the sun, gosh, I don't know, see the big tree kind of in the center? Right to the left of that is Old Rag Mountain. You can see it a lot better when the sun isn't beating down right here, but trust me, it's there. You can see it. Anyway, I want to do a video kind of to mimic what I had done a year ago, where all I did was clear a path around the perimeter and kind of go in the same areas and see how much work I did in a year, the difference. So I'm just walking the perimeter now, and I'll just pan a little bit here and there. You can see the pond down there, and house gonna be there. Now I'm thinking right where I'm standing here, it's probably gonna be where the shop's gonna be. Change of plans, just because you don't really know what you're gonna do, because you don't know what the terrain is, the topography of it, until you clear it. And that's pretty much what I was thinking. I was thinking having the house more in the center, but it's a low spot there, and I might need to use that for the septic. So that's probably what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, more than likely. But if you remember, about right here, this is where my original path when I first bought the property is. This is it right here. It's I haven't used it since, but there's some damage to some trees. We had a really bad ice storm about a month ago, and some trees are leaning. I just cut some down today. I actually cut 4 down. 2 of them were leaners and 2 of them were dead. And you see the mountain back there. Well, you can see it better over here, but heck, when I was clearing it, you couldn't see nothing. You were just kind of in them. It was like a maze, corn maze, but it was a tree maze. But I tell you, I've been cutting stumps and trying to get it to where I can mow. That's my goal. Oh shoot, I just passed it. I passed the view. But the sun is really, there's the mountain right there. You can see it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm just doing a video about the same route I took. I'll go walk all the way to the end, but you get the idea. Trying not to make too long of a video. But right now I'm walking where the trees were. There was no, I mean, there was nothing, man. There's no way of walking at all unless you made a way. You know, it was thick like that where I'm standing. The whole place was. I mean, you couldn't do nothing. But now I can kind of picture things. But anyway, here's my clearing, and got a lot done to the pond. I did a video earlier on just the pond. I won't talk about it too much, but it was a lot of work to get it to where it's at. Then my friend Chris lent me his canoe, which has been awesome. It's allowed me to get out in the pond and work on the drain and stuff like that. So that's been great. And eventually I'm gonna put a bridge right here. A bridge where I can ride my 4-wheeler and my mower across it and walk or whatever. But I remember walking around here in that video, and it was just a little deer trail. And now look at it, it's kind of cool. Well, it's peaceful. I like it. Got some geese that are normally here. They were here all day yesterday. The day before they weren't, and then the day before that they were here all day. So it's kind of a every other day thing for them. So yeah, today, like I said, I cut 4 trees down, and 2 of them were dead, and they were right here. And this is about where we came out, and we had barbed wire all over. There was some trees that were there. And I remember the 2 trees I cut down were right there. They were cedars about that, almost that size, not quite that big, but they were right there. I cut them down and got rid of them. They were dead. Anyway, I walked up this way and it was real thick. I mean, you can look at it now. I mean, I could take my pick on where to go. But before, I mean, I couldn't do anything. It was rough. But anyway, yeah, I don't even think I could walk across the. I think I did clear it, but there's the dam. We'll walk across it in a minute, but I'll go up here real quick. We walked up this way. Yeah, I remember I had already been up here, or I wouldn't have been able to get up here. I kind of cut a little walking trail up there just to get around. It was thick. It was like that thick. So I cleared all of it and came around here. Those cedars right there were all the way to the ground. You can kind of see where I trimmed all the low branches. I mean, that was the case all over. I mean, this, you couldn't even see down there. That was so thick. Oh my gosh. And then that trail, I cut that trail then. We'll go down there too. But now I got a view of the pond. You couldn't even think about seeing the pond earlier from this point. And then there was a gate here, and this is where it was gated. It was in a gate, this whole area. And then I kind of walked around here, but I couldn't go very far because it was full of stickers and vines and trees. I had to cut quite a few trees down. I mean, it wasn't as thick as the other parts, but it was pretty bad. Bad enough where you couldn't just walk. But we'll walk down there. I'll do a little extra on this video just because I can. But I kind of don't want to make it too long of a video. But anyway, this is it. Mulched everything, and then now the mulching's done. I had, I think, 23 mulch piles that I had mulched, which was quite a few, and they were pretty big mulch piles. I mean, now I got a pile, I call it my my compost pile. This was all stickers right here. And there's my horses. There's my compost pile. Yeah, it's you probably can't tell from the video, but it's probably it's every bit of 12 to 15 feet high, and it's about 40 foot long and about 15 feet deep. But that wasn't as big as a lot of my mulch piles. That's just, doing some cleanup around here. But anyway, we'll go over here. Yeah, I'll show you what I get. I'll show you what I did today real quick. I didn't throw it on the top. I wasn't feeling energetic. But this was I had to dig that up. That had blown over. That was kind of already blown over, but that was part of the trees that I cut up today. Yeah, you can see it was pretty big. But anyway, let's take a walk. Reason I showed you that is because I'm going to show you where I dug it up so you can see where it was, because when I dig it up and stuff, I try to make it to where you can't tell I was there. And there's my tree, my sycamore tree. That thing was covered with vines. I mean, there's still some vines on it, but nothing like it was. I mean, it was bad, real bad. That thing's old. But I saved quite a few trees here. There was a lot that I couldn't save. They just got bombarded with vines and everything. Now, in the springtime and summertime, this place is pretty cool looking because when everything's green and budded, it's like a I don't know, umbrella. I cut all the lower branches, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, go around here. There's a lot of stumps. Gosh, man, just unbelievable that I had so many. I've been cutting them every day. But it's a good video. Yeah, I didn't come down here with my video a year ago. It was a little bit too thick. I just kind of went where I made trails. This wasn't as thick as the other side, but it was thick enough to where you couldn't just walk freely. Now down here, you couldn't even see 5 feet in front of you. It was so thick with vines. It was a jungle, literally a jungle. Now the property goes over on the other side where that fence is. This is an underground spring that originates up there. Right there it originates. So it starts in my property and comes down. You can see it's got a flow. It's not a really, I mean, it's never really flowing too hard, but it's pretty cool. But this side's kind of cool. I like this side. Now this tree's pretty cool. These trees coming out of this over. This one fell over right here and then made that. That's kind of cool, I think. Now I had some leaners that I was saving because they were kind of cool looking, but the snow took care of those. They weighted them down and just uprooted them, and I had to cut them out. Yeah, it's a lot of work when you got to deal with digging up roots. It's a pain in the ass. A lot of work. Getting too old for this. But anyway, you couldn't even think about doing anything around here. It was just so many vines and stickers, and I call them sticker bushes, sticker trees. I mean, they're literally unbelievable. All right, so let's walk up my trail here. This is my four-wheeler trail, even though I've never had my four-wheeler here yet, but it will be here once I get a shed. But Just try to make it walkable, drivable. And like I said, the stumps were I'm just trying to make everything where I can just get my mower and mow this. And then this area right here is a little nook right here. I could put a shed or something, but I got a redneck shed right now. Redneck shed is just a tarp laying on the ground with rocks holding it down. That's a redneck shed. Oh boy. Some fence posts I dug out of the ground, and that thing's been a lifesaver. Whew, man, I tell you what, that wheelbarrow is the reason why I got my compost pile. Anyway, that's the gate that was in that area that I just came from. So yeah, this was just a little path right here, and I widened it out because all the trees over on this side were destroyed from that snow. And you might see in the video a few trees leaning. Haven't cut them down. I'm hopeful that they might straighten up, but if they don't, I'll just cut them. It is what it is. But I'm not going to be in a rush to cut them. You know, kind of like that one right there. It's leaning. It might straighten up. All right, let's walk down to the creeks. This is what I'm used to, this kind of terrain right here. This is kind of cool. Done a lot of work down here. Actually, that stump came from down here. I'll show you where I dug it out. That wasn't one of the trees that I cut. That was leaning when I first bought the property, but it was kind of in my way when I was mowing. And like I said, I want to be free of anything in my way. I just want to get on that mower and rock and roll. All right, here we go. That's the confluence. That's where the two creeks meet, and then go on to the property next to me. And then that goes down a ways, and then it feeds another pond down the stream, actually about four properties away. Haven't walked to it, but that's on my list of things I want to do. Anyway, I found this rock here. This is kind of cool. I cleaned it up real good, and I'll walk down here so you can take a load off your feet and sit down and check out the scenery. Actually, that sounds like a good idea. Let's see what we got here. Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got about, I don't know, 100 feet of barbed wire. I guess they were four strands, so about 400 feet of barbed wire out yesterday from where the underground springs are over there. I'll show you. And I kind of made a path. It's in the buffer zone. I don't want to clear it. I just want to be able to walk to it. That's all. Just a conversation piece. But it's nice and peaceful here. Just sit down, take a load off. It's kind of cool. Anyway, there's my other rock cropping right there to sit on. Actually, you can lay back on that one. That was if you want to take a nap. But anyway, this trail goes back up to where we were. We'll probably walk up there because I want to walk over the dam. But anyway, this culvert right here needs some help, so I got a pipe for that. 20-foot long, 12-inch in diameter. The water comes down here and kind of just disappears underground, and it's okay as long as we don't get any heavy storms. But once, like when I cleaned that pipe out to the pond, it was full bore, and I mean it went right over this. So I'm gonna dig it out and replace it. Here's the other end, which it's rusted out. You can see it's rusted out, so it's seen better days. And that side, who knows, it's probably clogged. I don't even know. It doesn't look like the water is even going through it. It's going through underground somewhere. Anyway, we'll get to it. This is what I call the peninsula. I had a couple trees damaged down here. I had to cut them. Actually, they were uprooted, so I had to dig them up. But this is where the confluence is. This is kind of cool. There it is. We haven't had rain in a while. That's coming from my underground springs right there. It's kind of cool. And you can see right there on the fence, there used to be an electric fence. That's why I had those telephone poles that have electric. That old video, that's what I videoed on the way back. I'll show you where it was. It was, I don't even know it's there anymore because it's long gone. But anyway, I left this. The snow kind of made it come down a little bit more. It wasn't this extreme, and I'm leaving it. If it comes down, it comes down. I just think it's neat looking. It's plenty high enough. Now, that stump I showed you at the compost pile, that was up here. I'll show you. I'll show it to you because it was right there. I dug it up. And then that right there, that is my redneck couch. That's where I can sit and just chill. Now I'll show you my, this is where the underground springs are. So I kind of made a little path here. When you walk over the creek here, not too bad. And then right in here, there's barbed wire all through here. And I took it out. But you can see in there. It's pretty cool. Water's just coming from underground. That's one of them. And then this other side right here, it's coming out. You can see that tree fell over. I made a trail up here. I'll show you the other one. This wasn't on the last video because it just wasn't. You couldn't walk up here. This was, and you can see I'm not really exactly clearing this. I'm just making it walkable. There it is. There's the other one. Right there. So, it's cool. Quite a bit of quartz in there. So if I ever need to make anything, I'll be able to. All right. head back. What I think is pretty cool is this green grass, how lush it is coming out there. That's pretty badass. I like it. Pretty neat. Then there's a pipe. There's a pipe right there. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but they had a pipe coming out of there. I think down here they had a still set up. I don't know. They could have. I don't know. Back in the day. It's been there a while. All right, we'll head back. Yeah, this was nothing but stickers when I did the first video. Holy crap. This was, I mean, it took me days and days and days, actually weeks, just to get the stickers out. My goodness. And that telephone pole was right here, and I remember I cleared a spot so you could see it because I was so proud that I found it. And there it is, the remnants of it. But man, I was so proud. Oh my gosh, I found it. It was all in, you couldn't see it because it was all in a bunch of stickers. But yeah, so anyway, this is where I walk back up. I'm gonna go over here because I wanna walk over the dam, and then I'll walk back up and show you where the house is gonna be, and then that's gonna be it. But I did a lot of work on this the backside of this dam. Holy cow. You talk about some vines. Whew, man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you can see, like that tree right there, you can see where the barbed wire was. But the spillway's over there. And that was a rough. Lots of roots, I de-rooted it just because I want to be able to mow. Just keep the weeds down. And I want to be able to mow this dam. I think I will be able to. There was a lot of stumps, a lot of vines. But there was a lot of trees right in this area that were damaged. I had to cut them down. It was bad. And this is where the barbed wire went over there. Man, this is rough right here. Couldn't even walk through this. That's a view of the pond. It's kind of cool. Nah, I deep rooted the dam. Took a lot of high roots that were actually so high they were hitting my mower. It was bad. And then I had some trees I had to cut down, and I had some trees that actually fell down in the pond. And then there's the drain. That's actually that's where the drain is, inside of that. But that's the cover so that I don't get anything floating, clogging it up, debris. But no, it's at the level I want it to be. I'm happy with it. And it's hopefully it'll last a long time. All right. Yeah, so I'm pretty much done with cutting stuff and clearing stuff. This is how it's going to be. I got some tidying up to do here and there, but after today I got my last big stump out, and that was a good feeling. So I figured I'm going to do a video just because I want to. It's been a while, but no, I still got more to do. Not done, but I do feel like I've gotten to a good point right now. If I had to mow, I'm pretty confident that I probably won't be hitting any stumps. And if I do, it's not going to be anything major. So that's pretty much how I feel. Now this is kind of where I would go if I was gonna drive to the other side. I'd come down here. I mean, this is pretty much where I'd drive. I'd come down here and then make a turn and then go down. I could drive over the dam, or I could drive down there and then go over the culvert down there. Either way, I can get to the other side. That's the plan anyway. And then the house is gonna be up here. But I remember walking up here, there was a little teeny trail right here, and then it I remember videotaping, and right about in here is where it was not too thick. It wasn't as thick, but you definitely couldn't see the pond. I mean, you kind of had an idea the pond was over there, but this was just so thick. And then right here, you can see it's where the cedars kick in. And wherever the cedars are, good luck with that. Now, the house, planning on being up on this knoll right here, somewhere around in here. I think the front of the house is gonna face that way, and up there where my mower is, well, not quite that far. I want some space behind it, but in that area is going to be where the shop's going to be, and then the house is going to be around here with a nice view of the pond. And of course, you know, I can cut down whatever trees I need to get the look I want. Probably have to cut down some of these trees just to build the house. I don't know, we'll see. It's all up in the air, but I might have some views of the mountains up on the second floor if I got a second floor. Don't know if I will or not yet, but it's just a dream. See, like that tree's leaning. Yeah, I'm not cutting it down yet. It might straighten out. So anyway, that's it. That's a quick, well, it wasn't too quick, but that was basically my property and what I've done so far with it. the last year and a few months. Here's the gate right there. Once I get the driveway in, I'll install that. It's a 16 footer, so plenty big, plenty wide. All right, well, I guess that's it. I will check back later on. Hopefully when I check back, it'll be videoing the installation of the driveway, which is right there, and that's where I'm heading.